Studio. Our guest now is Ron Eller. He's a candidate for Congress, the United States House of Representatives, to represent Mississippi's 2nd District, a seat currently held by Benny Thompson. He's been there since 1993, according to what I looked up. So, all right, Ron, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here and get the opportunity to speak to your audience.
Well, I know you've been working hard. I've seen you out and about quite a bit across the district, and certainly here in central Mississippi. A good bit of central Mississippi is in your district as well. How's the campaign going?
You know, it is going fantastic. I have a great group of volunteers, and the people are energized and getting behind this event. This election is going to be a change for America. You know, when you look at America and what's going on right now, we have a race about good versus evil. And right now, there's a lot of things that are happening, like the southern border, stuff like this. Benny Thompson's been trying to take President Trump's security detail away. He's the ranking member of the Homeland Security. And you know what? I'm the only person that can remove him from that position as the ranking member of Homeland Security. So regardless of where you live, if you live in America, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that you need to get behind. This race is about we the people. And right now there are a lot of politicians that try to keep us divided because they're not about we the people. They're about the political elite. And you know, a house that is divided is a house that will fail. Our founding fathers talked about this. Patrick Henry in his last public address. United we stand, divided we fall. I don't care what your skin color is, what party you think you belong to. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants clean air and water. Everybody wants a good school for their children, a good education for their children. Everybody wants a safe place to live. Everybody wants a good paying job. Everybody wants lower taxes. Well, since we agree on all these things, it's time that we unite behind conservative values and go forward as a nation united for all America.
We're seeing in national polling, Ron, of course, the district is largely populated by black Mississippians, as you know. Sir. And we're seeing the polls reflect that many of them are pulling away from Kamala Harris and pledging their support to Donald Trump, just feeling like he would be better for their life. Are you hearing this sentiment in Mississippi's 2nd District as well from the typical black Democrat voter?
Yes, sir. Recently, you know, the Canton Flea Market, I walked through there. I talked to a lot of black voters there at the Natchez Balloon Festival last weekend, the same sort of thing. And in fact, before people knew who I was and I'd be talking with them, I heard over and over again, well, I'm not voting for Brother Benny this time. I'm voting for the white guy. And I said, well, hey, I'm the white guy. You're like, no way. You're out here really amongst we the people? Yes. And, you know, I gave them information, and we talked about what is good for America and what their concerns are. And a lot of black families are concerned about the transgender issue. You would not think that. But it is a real issue. And, you know, you look at our Surgeon General, Rachel Levin. I mean, let's be honest. This is a psychological problem, just like anorexia and bulimia is a psychological problem. And it's time to treat it as a medical problem and stop trying to force this down little kids' throats and things. We need to be united on family values, things that are good for all of America. You're a golfer, if I remember right.
I am.
And, you know, there's been a couple things that have come out recently. Haley Davidson, the LGBT, or
transgender
Ladies Pro Golfing Association and things.
LPGA.
Yeah, 75 of their members, or 275 of their members, just came out and wrote a letter saying, "Hey, this is not right."
You know it's going to happen.
And there's another transgender golfer out there who has talked about this and said, you know, it's not right that I compete against these ladies. I can drive the ball 315 yards, so I'm clubbing down and cutting back on my swing so that I don't kill these people. Heck, I can't drive the ball 300 yards. You know, I'm lucky if I get a 240, 250-yard drive, and I don't know too many women that can drive over 220.
No.
I don't know about you, but that's just the truth.
Yeah.
You know, testosterone builds muscle, and whether you take testosterone blockers and things like that, you're still a biological male. God didn't make a mistake. God knew what he was creating, and it's time that we treat a medical problem as a medical problem and go forward.
Do you feel that the voters in the district that, again, are traditional historical Democrats, they have this same concern, and they associate this crazy gender ideology with the Democrats, with Kamala Harris, and they feel like that she doesn't represent their values.
Yes, I do. And, there's lots of documentation where she talks about, like, people are coming over the border, illegal aliens, if they end up in the prison system. Well, we're going to pay for their transition.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, don't waste my tax dollars to pay to transition this illegal alien to be a male or a female if that's not what they were biologically made as. I mean, that's craziness. And Benny Thompson has supported these things. He voted for the Equality Act. He believes that little boys or men ought to be able to use girls' bathrooms and locker rooms. He believes that they ought to be able to work in capacities of being a female. That's taking scholarships and chances away from our daughters, our wives. I have a granddaughter. She's only 7, but I think about the world that she's coming up in, and I'm concerned for that. And we got to go forward on a common sense values, traditional values. And I talk about that all the time. My platform's real simple. It's based on free enterprise, limited government, individual liberties, national defense, and traditional values. Well, traditional values is a big thing in Mississippi. People would tell you we're part of the Bible Belt. Well, we're more than part of the Bible Belt. We're the buckle. And we believe in traditional values, regardless of what your skin color is, regardless of what party you affiliate with. We believe in traditional values, and we have to be united behind conservative traditional values. And that deals with a lot of things. That's everything from border security to lower taxes and economics. I know you're an economics kind of guy, and we need an economic change in the 2nd Congressional District. There are 30 counties in that district. 16 of those 30 counties are in the top 100 poorest counties in the nation, 5 in the top 10. That's what 30-plus years of Democratic leadership has done. Benny Thompson has even gone further to harm his constituents. Back in November of 2021, they were ready to put the pumps online, and he went to the EPA and got that project shut down. That causes flooding, farmlands, and homes in the 2nd Congressional District. He harmed his constituents. That decreases our growing season and ability to grow crops in Mississippi. Agriculture is the number one industry in the state of Mississippi. It employs 17.1% of the state population, bringing in over $8 billion a year. Well, just imagine if we could have a third crop, another 100 days of growing season in Mississippi, what that would do economically for the 2nd Congressional District as well as the entire state of Mississippi. And, people will tell you Mississippi is the poorest state in the nation, and I don't think that's true, because if you just looked at the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th Congressional Districts, we'd be about number 25 as far as the national level goes. But the 2nd Congressional District is so poor, being the poorest district in the nation, it's pulling down the entire state, and we have to have change. It's bigger than the state of Rhode Island. It affects the entire state, and every one of you out there is my constituent, whether you live in Mississippi or not, because we need to change Homeland Security. We need to change the plight of the 2nd District in that direction. I'm Ron Eller. I'm a proud constitutional conservative, an America First candidate, and I'm running for Congress. Hoorah.
Ron, have you done any polling in your organization?
Well, polling costs a lot of money.
It does.
And so it's been very limited. But our internal polling suggests that we're within the margin of error. Nobody's been within the margin of error in the past. Brian Flowers did an excellent job last time, and, we talk about elections being stolen. 21 missing jump drives show up a day and a half, 2 days later in Hinds County, and the vote was flipped. It's the kind of thing that concerns me. And speaking of those things, there's a poll watchers training this evening happening at the Mississippi GOP. So if you're out there and you'd like to be a poll watcher and learn about election and election integrity, this is a great opportunity. Go to the Mississippi GOP this evening and get trained on this, get certified, and that way you can be a poll watcher. We have ballot boxes leaving polling locations that are not sealed. That is breaking the chain of custody. Every ballot in that box could be challenged and thrown out. But, we're not following the letter of the law.
Yeah. Do you feel like this message is resonating across the district? It must be if your internal polling shows that you're within the margin of error.
And, well, that's why we're moving forward. Benny is, I would tell you, I believe, concerned. He usually has a fish fry. Well, now he's had 2 at Jackson State. He had a rally a mile from my house. He opened up a campaign headquarters in downtown Jackson. He's bringing in people from D.C. to help him with his message. He brought in Pete Buttigieg so they could travel across the Delta and talk about, hey, how can we improve infrastructure? Well, Benny, you've been there 32 years. What have you done to improve it thus far? I don't see a whole lot happening in the 2nd Congressional District. I see one man getting more wealthy as time goes by, and it's not the people. It's the candidate in office.
Ron Eller, candidate for Mississippi's 2nd Congressional District. He's working to unseat Benny Thompson, who's been there since 1993. Ron, appreciate you coming in. Good luck, man.
Thank you. And we have this event going on in Oxford. If you happen to be there this coming day, be happy to have you come by and join us. And we're going to talk about how the rebels are going to make the Sooners wish they sooner stayed home than came to